Assalamu alaikum. Today is our topic, who is Allah, who is God. Inside the light of the scientific research, we will see who is the creator of this universe and what are its qualities. So the first thing each of us should do is sit in isolation and think about this thing. Who am I? Where did I come from? Where did my parents come from? Who created my parents? Is my job in this world's life just to eat and drink and to spend time and to die? Or is it the life of the world for a purpose? And what is the purpose of good things I do in the world? And why do I avoid evil? What is the driving force behind this? Do I have to take reward from someone with good deeds and avoid evil? Do I want to avoid being victimized by someone's anger? Are there any motives behind? Or am I just doing it all under one ritual? Then the second thing we should think about is the life I open my eyes to see how many established things I have seen in this life, such as the sea, the rivers, the clouds, the rain, the mountains, the flowers, the trees, the animals, and birds. The creatures that I see are all the creatures that are running with perfect balance. Is this all happening automatically? Or does it have any controlling authority? Is there a controlling agency that control all these things? Then if I look at the sky at night and see how many stars there are in the sky. The sun is visible during the day. At night the moon and stars are so many things that we have been watching since childhood and our ancestors for centuries also. So many great things are being done automatically in the system or someone's supernatural authority controlling them. To illustrate this first, let me give you an example that there are currently two major airplanes operating in the world. The number one Airbus A3, which has a capacity of 555 passengers, and the second one that has been operating since 1970. The Boeing 747 carries about 400 passengers on it, which is a larger plane. Most of the transportation matters that are happening in the world are happening from Boeing 747. If I say that these two big planes are made up of garbage, so no crazy person would ever be willing to accept my statement. We cannot imagine that this pen can be made by itself. Someone is going to make it. We cannot imagine that this pen can be made by itself. Someone is going to make it. When we look at it, we get the idea that it has a designer. Somebody is going to make it, and these things are added under the whole scheme. This pen cannot be made automatically. We will never think that this pen is made automatically. So the universe and all its systems are running automatically. The most reliable source of knowledge in today's world is science. I also explain the science. Knowledge gained after observations and experiments is called science. And through science, the knowledge that is acquired is the established knowledge. There is no doubt because it comes from observations and experiments. For example, one of the things we all experience is that when we put our hands on fire, our hands burn. The burning feature of fire we got from experience. Now we have no doubt about it. Many inventions of science that are not yet established are just hypothetical concepts. I will talk about the science that has been established, which is based on experiences and observations. And this is a very powerful knowledge which is now established by people and people accept it. It is the only knowledge among the people of the world. This is common to all people and all people accept it. Whether a Muslim, a Hindu, a Christian, a Jew, a worshipper of idols, or anyone. Everyone agrees with those knowledge. So inshallah, the topic we will talk about today, whatever information I have about this topic taken from the two major channels of the science knowledge. Number one, National Geographic, and number two, Discovery Channel. All the latest scientific research happening in the world comes on these two channels. So first we consider this. At present, 250 billion galaxies have been discovered in our universe, and each galaxy has more than 300 billion suns according to NASA's latest report. In our galaxy, the sun that we are seeing is 13 million times larger than the Earth, and this sun is the smallest star in this galaxy. Like this, there are 300 billion more stars in our galaxy. It became one galaxy, and there are 250 billion galaxies like this are present in the universe, and all of these galaxies have been moving with perfect harmony for the past 15 billion years. and these galaxies move out of each other throughout their movement, but never a star hits another star, and everything is moving inside the universe with the perfect balance for the last 15 billion years. Is this such a great task happening automatically? Then I briefly discuss the distances of the universe, and remember one thing. Scientists stated that there are more stars in the universe than there are the sand particles on the beach in the world. The distances in the universe are so large that measuring them in kilometers in general is not possible. So the technology which is used to measure the distances of the universe is the light year. If the light travels for 1 year, so the distance light travels is called a light year, and the light does not move at the speed of a horse or a plane. The speed of light is 186,000 miles per second. That is, the light can rotate around the whole earth 7 times in 1 second. So the speed of light is 3 million kilometers per second. If this light travels for 1 year, so the distance you see, how much distance you have to make 9.5 trillion kilometers, which is 1 light year's distance, and a trillion, which is worth 1,000 billion. Now the closest galaxy to Earth has been discovered. There are 2 billion light years away. If the light travels for 2 billion light years, the first galaxy will reach, and there are another 250 billion galaxies present in the universe. A system that is so big, is it running automatically, or does it have any controlling authority in the world? Well, talk about that. Our Earth and the rest of the planets revolve around the Sun. We call this the solar system. So our Sun, it's 30 million times bigger than the Earth, and inside this Sun, the energy equivalent of 50 billion atomic bombs is emitting every second. So this is a small amount of heat. After that, the Sun is traveling with the entire solar system towards the star Vega. After that, the Sun is traveling with the entire solar system towards the star Vega for the last 15 billion years, not at the speed of a horse or plane, at the speed of 200 km per second. It means the Sun and the whole planets are traveling 200 kilometers in 1 second. So this Sun and the planets of solar system traveling towards the star Vega for the past 15 billion years, but they have not yet arrived. So this is the Sun and all its system running automatically. Is there a driver driving the Sun? Any fuel is being put inside it? Or is there a father of the Sun who is holding him by an ear to walk? And this is its Sun, that is the smallest Sun. Such 300 billion suns exist in our galaxy. And then, like these, there are 250 billion galaxies that have been discovered in this universe. Then as we travel further, the most important planet in our solar system is the Earth, which is a miracle planet. Considering this, the Earth is nearly elliptical shape whose circumference is 40,000 kilometers. That is, if we go in one direction and get back there, we will travel 40,000 kilometers. The time when the 3 major movements of the Earth have been discovered, and the first of these is that the Earth moves about half a kilometer every second around its own axis. That makes our day and night complete within 24 hours. The second movement of the Earth is it moves around the Sun, and that movement is 30 kilometers per second. Even sitting here does not know that our land is moving at a fastest speed of 30 kilometers per second that completes our 1 year in 365 days. And the third, it is the big move, which I mentioned earlier, that all the planets in the solar system traveling towards the star Vega for the past 15 billion years, but they have not yet reached it. So these 3 big motions are such great motions that are running in perfect harmony, and despite these motions, no bird, no animal on earth will ever feel like a human being riding on such a dangerous type of plane that is moving at half a kilometer every second and running around the Sun at 30 kilometers per second, which is 16 times faster than the speed of a bullet. The Earth is rotating around the Sun at 200 kilometers per second. The whole entire solar system is moving around the Sun. So they are such great gravity. In this universe, We do not feel these things wide on earth. What are these things happening automatically? If all the creatures of the earth cannot run this system, then how is this system functioning? At this time, more than 2 million creatures have been discovered above the earth. One creature, human being, horse, another creature, donkey, third creature, monkey, fourth creature, lion, fifth creature, elephant, sixth creature. There are millions of creatures in this universe. This is not the number of creatures. If we look at human beings, there are more than 7.8 billion human beings live in the world. When you start to count like this, they become just their species, and the number of humans is close to 7.8 billion. Then if you consider insects, there are so many insects in the world right now that if 200 million insects were given to every person living in the world, then 6 billion people could be distributed. Is all these things are working automatically? At this time, not even a square inch on the earth where there are no living creatures. Even the skin that you have, when viewed through the microscope, the invisible bacteria present on the skin, those who get food from our skin. The human stomach contains about 60,000 to 1 million bacteria that digest its food. Even in a cup of yogurt, there are as many bacteria as humans on earth. How is it getting food for all the creatures? Then the food of the creatures is compatible. If you put grass in the front of a tiger, how beautiful it is, but the tiger will never eat it. For example, if you put gasoline in a diesel engine, car will not run. If a slice of a beautiful meat is put in the front of a goat, the goat will never look at it, but the goat is compatible with the grass because grass is made for the goat. Meat is compatible with the lion eats it, then it is digested. It's such a perfect system. Does it running automatically?